Morning. This is Robert Goodman here on TikTok, keeping it real with my confessions of my recovery. I'm so happy that you're a part of my recovery today. Today's February 13th, 26, and today's a good day. This is my 100th live stream video since I started. You know I do this Monday through Saturday at 7:30 a.m. Arizona time, faithfully, to share my strength and hopes about recovery, my confessions, the way I give you a perspective of recovery that you can think about. Because the only way that you can stay clean and sober, you pay attention to yourself and find out what works for you to live your best life. So I just want to give you all the ideas that I can think of to express to you about the blessings of recovery and things that you can watch and be mindful of to protect your recovery. And that is my sole purpose of my live stream each and every day. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I'm blessed with my beautiful wife every day because I believe every day being with her is a Valentine's Day. It's a blessing. And what I did was this morning is I got up and I sent her a special video I made to express my appreciation, my love for her, for what she does for me, things that she does for me when I'm not doing it for myself. She makes sure that the things get done that I overlook for myself. And I really appreciate her effort and her time and her love. And I know a lot of you have plans for Valentine's Day, and I know you all have put your thinking caps together and you came up with a plan to express your love to the person that you love. And I hope and I pray that it goes off like a hit in the jaw, a TKO, where it knocks them off their feet, put tears in their eyes, and realize that you belong to them. But I want to talk to those that are in recovery and doesn't have anybody, and this holiday, Valentine's Day, can sting and make you feel low and down because you don't have someone special in your life. And you kind of look back to the addiction and you see that it's the fault of addiction caused you to not have somebody special in your life. And it hurts. And recovery teaches you that you were the one that did it to yourself because you was addicted. You had no control over the situation that your addiction took full control and caused this situation to happen. But as recovery teaches you have to own up to it. So the remorse, the pain, and the hurt may hit you because of Valentine's Day. And I'm here to tell you that I've been in that situation before. And I'm going to share you a true story about my situation when I was homeless and I was working to save money to get me an apartment, studio, and I suffered the loneliness of family, friends, and someone special in my life. I was by myself. And I believe it was about a year into my trying to save enough money. I was in the thousands. I had a stash at a storage. And I was at Starbucks. And it was the holiday, Valentine's Day. And I didn't go to work because I was feeling kind of down. So I didn't go. And I was at the Starbucks like I always do. I sit up and I watch my movies. I buy me breakfast at Starbucks. I buy lunch at Fry's, which is in the same parking lot. And I go to Fry's and buy dinner. And I stay posted at Starbucks. And I would occasionally buy stuff at Starbucks to patronize the store. They knew I was homeless and everything. So a couple came in and they was holding hands and they was all engaged with each other. They was feeling good about themselves and they was very, very much in love. And it hit me. I was by myself. I was homeless, no friends, no family, nobody that cared about Robin. And the tears just rolled down my eyes and I stood out. I went outside the store and I tried to get my composure and I looked up at the sky and said, God, why me? Why can't I have somebody? And I cried like a baby. That happened in my addiction. It was a turning point in my life because after I let that out, I was okay. I understood how I got there. I knew. And at that particular time, I realized that it was time for a change. But I stayed on my path to save my money. And God works in mysterious ways. So I ended up losing all that after 18 months of saving. Went to jail. And this is what happens in life. Before a blessing happens, there's always a total change. Before the blessing happens, you have to pay. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to contribute to the change. And you're going to have to trust that a power greater than you is going to deliver you into a blessing. It's a point where you don't know if you do this course of action that things are going to get better. But you're willing to take that step and you're trusting in a power greater than you to help you through. And it did. When I lost it all, I knew I had to start over. And I did. I didn't cry the blues. I didn't blame nobody. I just knew that I had no time for that. I had to get busy and do the work. And I did that. And after doing that and getting into recovery and living my life and enjoying the fruits of my recovery, then all of a sudden this Valentine's Day pops up again. I'm still by myself. But here's the thing. I'm in recovery now. But the hurt and the pain still hit me. just as heavy as it did in my addiction. And me doing some research and finding out information and understanding myself, I found out that in recovery, you're going to be faced with situations in your recovery exactly like it was in your addiction. And you're going to feel the same weight of the remorse and the pain. But the interesting thing about that is that it's not the same because you've changed your behavior. You built a good life for yourself. You have stuff now. Yeah, you may be by yourself. You may not be celebrating with someone that you love, you can love and be loved back. But the thing is that there is yourself. You loved yourself enough to change your behavior and follow something that you did not know the end result would give you. And that's what recovery did. You didn't know when you started your path in recovery, you didn't know that you was going to get what you have today. None of us did. So that's the blueprint of living life on life's terms. We're all going to be faced with situations in our recovery that look exactly like it was in our addiction. And we're going to feel the same type of weight because our minds give it recall. But the truth of the matter is the situation is not the same. You're on the path to finding something. You're on the path to having a relationship with somebody. But this is something now that you're going to have a sound relationship because you're going to be honest, true, and you're going to be transparent. You're not bringing addiction into the relationship. You've changed your behavior. But here's the flip side. You have to figure out what relationship means in recovery. What is a recovery relationship? How do you have a relationship in recovery that's going to last a long time? Well, the only advice I can give you is that I must make it known to be transparent that I'm an addict. My wife know I was the addict. Well, I was a badass addict because I did it for 40 years. And I stayed high most of that time. Most of my time of being high wasn't about the getting and using. It was about the using. Getting was easy. So due to the fact that I was in that type of a situation, made my addiction long, 40 years, because I was trapped, because things was going my way in addiction, kept me trapped. But then when I got in recovery, I found out that I duped myself. I conned myself. I misled myself. That's why I stayed in addiction for 40 years. So this is Robert coming here on TikTok, keeping it real with my recovery, with the confessions of my recovery. And I hope that you all are doing well today. I appreciate y'all showing up, being a part of my recovery. And I hope I'm a part of yours. I want to get back to it now. So, recovery. You have changed your life. So the person that you fell in love with was you again. You finally fell in love with yourself. So if you don't have nobody, you should celebrate that you are now loving yourself, that you're taking care of yourself, that you're not letting people, places, or things divert you from your primary purpose of staying clean and sober, that you have boundaries today, that you don't let people cross them. You understand that you're addicted, that if you pick up, you release that addiction all over again. And if you're like me, I've experienced in being in recovery for a while that a lot of people that I knew in recovery are dead because they relapsed after the first pull. They teach me, don't go back out there because you'll die. And here's another thing. Since I'm in recovery now, I'm taking care of myself, but now I have all these issues. Why do I have all these issues? Because my addiction caused me to fuck my body up. I beat myself up. I did it to myself because I was addicted. I'm paying for the course of action that I chose in my addiction. A point that I must make with you is that you may be in recovery, but you did damage to yourself. And to overcome the damage that you've done to yourself is going to take time and years to get rid of it all. It doesn't happen overnight. It don't happen in the first year. The step work is one thing, but the damage that you've created to yourself, to your body, to your mind, is going to take years to overcome. And that's why people relapse at different levels of years, some months, some years, some decades. Because the damage that we've done to ourselves, we don't know all the damage. And the only way we're going to know is we got to pay attention to ourselves and understand recovery to the fullest. So, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. If you don't have nobody, you have yourself. Look in the mirror and be grateful that you're in recovery, that you loved yourself enough to come into recovery, and that you're going to work on yourself until someone says, how you doing? I want to get to know you. I like you. Can we get together? I like the person that you are. When a person comes and says that, you got some a real person that truly are interested in you. Prepare yourself for that. Make yourself better. If you don't have a car, get a car. Make yourself better. If you don't have an apartment, get an apartment. Make yourself better. And the more you make yourself better, stand up. Somebody's going to say after me, says, yeah, I remember when he first came in here, he was toe up. It took him a while, but look at him now. He went from not having an apartment to apartment, having a car. He shares at meetings. He runs meetings. He goes on outings with the groups that they put together. I like the way he acts. I want to get to know him. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it truly works. So dry them eyes and don't feel low and don't feel sorry for yourself. But you should be thinking about gratitude because you made a decision, one of the toughest decisions that you can ever make. And that is not picking up that drug or that fix. You're trying to try something new. It took a lot of power to give up and trust something that you knew nothing about. And another thing I want to talk about, I noticed there's a lot of people on social media expressing sobriety. And I take my hats off to them because here's the thing. For them to be intimate about their recovery to the public, meaning they don't want you to suffer or go through what they've been through or are going through. So if you're on TikTok and you roll past and someone is sharing their strength and hopes or what they're feeling, and you're in recovery, stop there for a moment. Put a heart on what they're doing to let them know that they're helping. We're acknowledging, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Don't we do that at meetings? Thank you for sharing. Well, we can do that publicly on social media because they are sharing their strength and hopes with us. You're going to want somebody to do the same for you. I try, but I have a lot that I be doing just to keep everything that I got going because I'm only one person. But in time, I'm going to make sure that I'll be able to hit everybody that comes across my site. Give me time. I'm working on that. I'm working to get better, just like you're working to get better. But I just want to give you the shout out that I appreciate you sharing your strength and your hopes with me and with others. Because what you say and what you share on social media may save somebody's life. And if it does, a power greater than you will give you a blessing because you unselfishly gave up yourself to help somebody else. Last but not least, I know that recovery is a challenge, a daily challenge, a weekly challenge, a monthly challenge, you know. And the reason why recovery is such a challenge is because we're going down a road we do not know. The blessings are flowing, and then sometimes we get 2 steps back and 5 steps forward, and that's how life works. Remember, life is in session at all times. You have no control over life situations. All you have to control over is yourself and how you react to them. Don't react on them with feelings and emotions. Take in the facts. Get all the information about the situation that you possibly can so you can make a sound decision on the situation. And that's the best that you can do. And you should be proud and grateful that you can do that. Because if you was addicted, you wouldn't even do that. Just like I am so grateful that I was in recovery because I found out I had prostate cancer. And I was able to take care of that problem before it became a major problem. And if I was in my addiction, that would have never happened. And then another thing, ever since I know my wife, she is so fully on eating better. She cut out a lot of stuff that I love to eat, but she kept in her own way, got her way, and I was eating what she was making. And she helped my health. She was doing for me what I would not do for myself. Recovery Talks is about change. Change. To change our lives, the way we think, and the way we do things. And this part right here is an appeal. I know there are some of you that have people that are in active addiction, that is conning and manipulating you because you've been an enabler to their way of life, that they're constantly keeping you in turmoil, and they have you caught up. I feel for you. I will pray for you. But here's the thing. Just like a person that's an addict has to go by faith and make a step, not knowing what the path may bring, but willing to accept that they're not going to live this life or have this life forced on them ever again. You have to make that choice. I made a choice to stop using. I did not know where it was going to lead me. I did not know that I was going to have the woman that I have today. I did not know that I was going to live my life that I was living. I didn't know that I was going to be doing the social media about recovery on all different platforms. This was never planned. I lived life on life's terms, but I had to go through the pain. And every time I went through the pain, blessings happened afterwards. So if you have to go through some pain, remember this, that once you go through that pain, the blessings are on the other side. And when you touch them blessings, you're going to be surprised, but they're going to overwhelm you because it's going to be doors that were closed are going to open up that you thought that you could not go through. They're going to open up. Your life is going to be changed, and you're going to have blessings far beyond. But you have to take that first step. I learned that, Robert, you can't figure it all out because you don't know. Robert, you duped yourself for 40 years, so your way definitely wasn't working. That I have to try something new that I know nothing about. That I have to walk down a path I know nothing about where it's going to lead me. But I got to trust that it's better than what I've been dealing with. And I did that. And each step forward was better than being in addiction. So, if you know someone that's suffering like that, all you can do is say, I hope you change your behavior. You can't get help unless you change your behavior. If you allow things to stay the same, it's sanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. And that's a statement that kept me clean and sober for years. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Recovery is teaching me Robert, you can't stay comfortable. You got to keep growing and keep moving. You have to keep learning, to keep on living your best life, to make life better, to keep moving forward. You have to keep on learning. You have to take the cotton out the ears and put it in the mouth and listen and learn to make your life better. And if you choose not to do that, then it's on you. Your life will be where you is. Do you want to stop it where it is, or you want it to grow? How far up the ladder do you want to go? Is this plateau just good enough for you? Are you satisfied with being right here? Or do you want to make it even better? The sky is the limit. It's just how much time and effort you want to put in to move forward. It's up to you. You have the right and the control to move forward. So I hope that you do. I appreciate all of you have been a part of my recovery. I appreciate you that you've been watching my content, my videos. I put a lot of videos out, anywhere from a minute down to 15 seconds. And they're just there to make you think. That's all. To express something, to make you think. So if a situation comes up, maybe you can look at that situation a little differently than you was looking at it. Maybe you want to cause you to do more investigation about that situation so you can make the best decision, because all I'm asking from you is just to think. Do your due diligence. Get information. Be a detective if necessary. Be a police officer and find out. Dig. If you think something is going on, find out if it's going on. If you see something doesn't seem right to you, do your due diligence. Put the feelings aside and find the facts. Find the evidence. Because it all benefits you. It all benefits you. And that's my purpose of my videos. And what I'm doing is for you to live your best life. To protect yourself in recovery and to get all the blessings that you deserve. And also to share, because your story will save someone's life. Your story will save someone's life. And when you do, a power greater than ourselves will give you the blessings far beyond as a reward of gratitude. This is Robert Goodman from TikTok, Keeping It Real, Confessions of My Recovery, telling you all to have a wonderful day. And I pray and hope that you'll reach out and follow me. Check me out. See all the things that I'm doing. You know where I'm at. You know where I'm located at. So do your due diligence. And you'll see that I'm consistent about what I do and what I say. So y'all have a great and wonderful day. And I hope I'll see you tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Y'all have a great day.